time to get started. I don't know where anyone is, and that's okay. That's okay. We had some I had some hopes for something special today for our World Championship match. It may not come off. So I'm not going to tell you and then, have to tell you it didn't happen. So we're just going to wait and see. And if it happens, it happens. That'll be great. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And, we'll have to live with it, guys. All right. First of all, let me hide this because Ratchet's not here yet. No one's here yet. At least no one's chatting yet, so no one is the first chatter yet. Okay, we can't just like throw that out there and have people think, that's the first chatter. Can't be doing that. Can't be breaking our own rules. So I like the check. He only has this square to go to. I like the check, and that seems to be mate, guys. I mean, I could be wrong, but that feels like mate. Now, that was a beautiful mate. A two knight mate. That is a thing of beauty. Okay, we get the check. He can't take back. We would mate. So his only move is to go there, which means we get to go checkmate here. Okay, yeah, and you could see that you win the queen with the fork, but of course, checkmate's better than winning the queen. All right. If we take, he has to take back because it's a check, right? Well, he doesn't have to, but he should. Well, no, he has to because otherwise it's mate. And then after he takes back with the rook, then we get to say check here. He can step up or here, it doesn't matter. We get to take it, and we're up a full piece. I think that's good enough to win, but let's reverse the order and see what happens. Nothing good, because he would take, and then he'd still protect the square. So we have to take with check first, and then win the rook. Okay. Oh, let's see. Oh, we have two rooks. That's always nice. It wants to come down here. Bishop would have to take back. And then what? Do we have anything after that? I don't see anything after the bishop taking. Taking here with check first, he just takes back. Even with this check, it doesn't work, I don't believe. No, he can just go back. So that definitely doesn't work. I do like this check. Now with this check, he could go here, or he could take. Right? Okay. So with this check, if he takes, I think it's pretty straightforward to go here and mate. So if you take, and if he runs here, that's the only other possible problem. But then we just take here with check and it's over. All right, guys. That's a pretty mate too. And we can do it with the queen, we can do it with the rook. We should accept both of them. Oh, we have chatters. Hey, Doro, you're the first chatter today. Busy, howdy, my friend. Hola, PFlight, you're here early. Excellent. And Linear Stork, hello, and thank you for the raid. Love my announcements. I wish they do ones from Marvel, but, I'll take Justice League any day. But it would be nice to also have Marvel. Hey, hello, everyone. Alpha Canis Major. Hey, Alpha, how are you? Nice colors there, man. That's really nice. I like that. All right, Doro is my first chatter. I gotta hit him up with the reward for being the first chatter. And Doro, let me know if I misspelled it, of course. Because we all make mistakes, my friend. Another Justice League Alpha. Thank you for the follow. I also have to thank Furiat and Leo Cesarini for follows. They did NC5. They all followed, but they followed yesterday. I don't believe I was streaming yesterday. So, I took Tuesdays off. So, thank you for the follows, guys. I was out watching other people stream, so maybe they decided with the shout-out I got. So, thank you for the follows. Thank you very much. Dovetail mate on this one, I don't know. I didn't look at it yet because, I saw that people were here to chat, so I got distracted. I'm doing well, Linear Stork. How is the beard? How's the beard doing? The GM level beard. Come on, gotta tell me. You should definitely see if you can do a get an invite to Simon Williams. He streams and he's funny. He's English and he's got that big red beard. You need to send a picture of yourself to him and say, hey, would you mind coming out and doing a guest appearance on my stream? That would be so cool. Yeah, I was just doing some puzzles while I was waiting for the championship match, which we got to build up and get everybody here. We don't want to start too soon before the match, right? We want to make sure that everyone's on board and ready to go. That's the bad part about being out in the country, right? Being out in the country, nice nature, but you sometimes have to deal with not very good internet. My in-laws have really bad internet, and they're out in the country. Yeah, there can only be one. Well, I don't think you're going to knock him off of the top as in being the stronger chess player. And then he's got that English accent working for him too, man. I don't know. Or is it Scottish? I don't even know. I don't even know what accent he has. But he has an accent. Yeah. I actually like him. I like the openings he plays. I like his style of play. I like his aggressive play. And he's a GM doing it. So, yeah, I really like that. Yeah, Busy, the main event is coming up, my friend. All right, let me put this on the Puzzle Storm so you guys can see what's going on as far as puzzle. I had to start over 100 times, right? It's depressing sometimes. You got to start over and over. Yep. So I think we have check and mate. Now I do personally. I like to see the whole thing before you move. Now you don't have to. When you guys know this. When you're doing puzzles, you're doing a puzzle. It's pretty simple to just say, hey, I can just do one or two moves because I know it's going to be a check or an attack or something like that. So you don't have to figure it all out, but I like to. Yeah, Simon Williams. Oh, really? I love the French. How many French players do we have here, by the way? How many French lovers do we have here? Not lovers like in French people, or maybe French cuisine. Maybe. But how about French opening? How many people like the French opening? He does have a Cockney accent. He does. He does. Reminds me of a very old movie. What is it? It's a Cary Grant. Not Cary. Is it Cary Grant? I think it's a Cary Grant movie where he's a con man. Oh, it's a good movie. I really loved it. And his banter was so quick. And he rhymed everything. I gotta find that movie, guys. That was a classic and one I really, really, really like. Well, linear. Okay, you can be a convert over to the Carol Khan. I still love my French. And by the way, I see that Carol Khan plays French-like positions a ton. And the major difference is you could get the you could get the light square bishop, the queen's bishop, outside of the pawn chain, unlike in the French. But in those instances where you do c6 and you get these in, right, and then you end up pushing this anyway, you're losing, right? You're losing a tempo pushing the c pawn twice. But, as we know, it isn't an end-all problem losing the tempo. All right, so what I'm thinking is here he takes, we win the bishop, we're attacking the rook, it's a nice position, we're attacking here twice, it's a nice position, we're attacking the pawn twice, it's a nice position, and we get to take, and if he doesn't take, his queen has got to find a home, which he has that home. He doesn't have too many homes, guys. He's got some homes. But if he wants to grab another home, then we just keep the pawn, maybe just keep the pawn. So that's one option, one idea. I'm not attacking his queen right now, so I can't see that I could do something like take this knight, and he take my queen, and I'm going to end up anywhere near happy. So yeah, I'm thinking knight takes pawn, and then queen takes bishop, and I was right. It happens. I was right. It's a rare, fun occasion when I'm right. And trust me, I know it's rare because my wife tells me it is. I like easy ones. I really do like easy ones. And so the major reason why I like puzzles, and if you guys know, I don't preach about doing puzzles too much either. But puzzles are really good for what? Quick recognition. The negative is, it's a winning move, right? You got, and especially when you look at things like this, my queen's hanging, and maybe even has checkmate threats. Sometimes he'll even have checkmate threats, and you're like, okay, well then I gotta find a forcible winning move right now because otherwise the game is over. So, but that happens in real games. Unfortunately, it didn't happen in any of my games recently. Where I'm sitting there going, okay, I'm going to lose this game unless I find a tactic. Ooh, look, I have a winning tactic. Why don't I see those? Why doesn't that happen? And one of the things I like to do is sometimes back up even more than one move just to see how you got here. So black said, I'm going to push even though I'm giving up the pawn. Black knew he was giving up the pawn. So it's one of those where you say, hey, he's doing it on purpose. And I think it's because we get this check. We're going to have this check. He's got to go here. We can't go here, but we can come down here, which feels like mate. So the negative to the puzzles is you kind of know that there's a good move, and you got to find it. The trick is to be able to do that during a game. And so there's so many things that go through my head of what I want to do in a game. I normally think positionally. I haven't been doing that well at it in my lone wolves, but I usually think positionally. I usually think, what am I going to do? What's my plan? But because of a whole year of COVID, and I've been playing chess blitz and fast and rapid, and winning games by just playing tactically, I've gotten lazy. I've got positionally lazy, where all I do now is look for tactics. And I don't like that. I want to get back to thinking through moves, thinking, not reacting, thinking. That's really what I want to do. So I want to find a way to get back to that. And puzzles are great, and they help me with tactics, and I need to find them fast, because we talked about that. Speed is a major factor in plateauing to the next level. So if you're stuck at 1700 or 1800 or 1900 or 2000 and you want to get to the next level, and let's say the levels are just 100 points, over the board, 100 points is massive. If you have a 100-point difference between you and your opponent, you should win 3 out of 4 times. And that might not sound that dominating, but 3 out of 4 times is pretty, think about it. You multiply that by 4 so that your opponent wins 4 games, you won 12. So it's a decent difference here. 100 points makes a big difference. You should win 3 out of 4 times. So getting to the next 100 level over the board is a big step, right? Getting to the next 100 level. And then we have things called ceilings, where if you, like right now I'm at 1958, I was at 1987. So you go down to the, right, because I haven't broken 2000 yet. So because I haven't broken 2000, you go down to that level, 1900, go down to just get rid of any extra and say 1900, round it down, and then your ceiling is 100 points below that. So my ceiling today is 1800 over the board. I can lose every game for the rest of my life, and I should still be no lower than 1800 at the end of the day. So if I ever break 2000, I was close, 1987. If I break 2000, then my ceiling becomes 1900, right? So my ceiling then would be 1900. And if you break 2100, your ceiling becomes 2000, so that you don't ever have to worry about falling below that. So it makes a big deal. What's not going to be good? What's wrong? What's cooking the mini? What do you mean it's not going to be good? It should be great. We should be having a good time. What are you talking smack? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Hey, thanks for lurking, Linear. All right, and thank you again for the raid. Oh, I should give him a shout. I didn't even give the man a shout out. Well, I talked about him. I should give him a shout out. I mean, he was nice enough to raid us, and I forgot to even give him a shout out. I feel remiss. I'm sorry. All right, so the only check I see is here. His only move is here, and the question is, what do we do next? Because there is no more checks. We could throw it away. He could take, but I can't even take with check to get my queen into the game, right? I needed to get my queen into the game. I could say check here. No, I'm wrong, because then if the pawn takes, which it has to, then the queen can come here and it's mate. All right, so like I said, I like to figure it out totally before I go on. It's just me, right? I like to. I know. Not that I know that I'm great. I know you do it out of the kindness and sharing, and not because you're expecting a shout out. I know you're not doing it for the shout out. Busy. Oh my goodness. You know, you are one generous man. I saw you give out 10 tier 1s today in another stream, and now you're doing it for me. Busy. You are super cool. Thank you so much. I can't wait for our 4-person, right? I'm hoping my Nightbot has hit that. Yes, the 4 Nights game is coming up. 4 Nights game is coming up, guys. Don't miss that. The 4 Nights game. And Busy, thank you so much for the donation of the subscriptions. The only thing I can say that about the subscription would be awesome if you could like pick the people, only because some people aren't even here. But I see people in here that definitely can benefit from a lesson. And guys, I'm saying that not because I'm downgrading you. I'm telling you that we had decided a while back to get a one-on-one lesson, an hour and a half minimum, could be 2 hours. Hour and a half lesson, one-on-one, basically for free. All you have to do is be a subscriber. All you have to do is be a subscriber at the time. So line it up. You got a month to line up an hour and a half lesson with me. We could actually do it on Friday at lunchtime for me. Friday in the middle of the day. We could do it on Sundays when I have reserved for. Check my schedule. Any of you that have now received Doro, anybody that's received a subscription from our man Busy, you can have a one-on-one lesson. Please take advantage of it. 1, I love giving lessons. And 2, he just gifted you a lesson, guys. I mean, you could say he gifted you a subscription, but what do you get for a subscription? Besides my unending thanks, right? So Busy gets that. What do you get? You get a lesson. You can have a one-on-one lesson with me on stream. If you don't want to show your face, totally okay. We just use a avatar. If you like showing your face, we will put you on camera and you will be featured while we give you a one-on-one lesson. If you tell me, I don't really want to be on stream at all, but I want my lesson, I will give you your lesson off stream. All right? So there you go. I'm Busy was generous. I'm going to be generous. As always, I'm trying to be. This is how you get a lesson, and it doesn't even have to be on stream. All right? Well, thanks again, Busy. I really appreciate it. Man, I'm feeling the love tonight. I tell you what. Hey, Ratchet, that's a good question. You were supposed to do it the other day, and you didn't show up, so. Yes. Oh, okay, Linear. Love discussions. Love discussions. I know, lurking's hard. I lurk at work sometimes, and then I end up chatting more than I would if I wasn't even lurking. It's bad. Yeah, Ratchet, we gotta get your timing down. Like I said, it doesn't even have to be on stream, buddy. So, the arranging is negligible. If you tell me what times work for you, I'll see which day I can do one of those. And my family's going to visit in-laws again soon. You remember they go and I'm home alone. You know how that goes. So I'll be home alone again at some time in the near future. Next month, early next month. So usually when I'm home alone, my nights, I can give you a lesson, my friend. I can give you a lesson as long as I'm not teaching. I'm teaching on Thursdays. So other than Thursdays and when I stream, anytime I stream or other times at night, I could probably squeeze you and we can get a lesson. Yeah, it's okay. Hey, Ratchet, blame me. It's okay. I'm used to this. I have a wife and a daughter that's 15. I am used to being the blame. I can take the blame. So it's my fault that you didn't get your lesson. It's my fault that I didn't let you know. Hey, really, seriously, show up. We're going to do your lesson. It's me, man. It's me. I'll take the blame. My bad. Seriously, my bad. No problem whatsoever. Hey, I'm trying, Busy. I'm trying. I'm looking forward to doing more collabs with you. I'm glad you like the study that I showed you. I use it for my students, and I've shown it on stream. I can show it again. But I use it for my students in real life, especially my beginners. And I try to do it in a way to help them learn not only the game, but to learn some of the techniques and principles, right? And so when I have a brand new student that's never played chess before, I teach them how pawns move, even with en passant, even the weird move of en passant. And I throw the pawns on the board, real life. no kings, no other pieces, and they just play to see who could get a pawn to the other side first. Then we show them how the king moves, and we add the king, and we say who, in that one, sometimes I say you got to find checkmate, but other times I say just whoever can get a pawn to the other side and keep the pawn, right? And we show them that a pawn has to become another piece. You'd be surprised how many people don't know that when a pawn gets to the other end, that it has to change, that it can't stay a pawn, that it has to become another piece. Now, I was about to make a mistake. I was about to take this rook, playing fast in this puzzle, and I said, slow down and look to see if there's something better, right? When you see a good move, see if there's a better move, and checkmate is definitely better than the other. Hey, Flavio, thank you for the subscription for 6 months. That means you better show up more often, man. That means you got lessons. You can have lessons over the next 6 months. Wow. I know, Flavio. I miss you, man. I miss you. I did visit your stream the other day. Yeah, it was good as usual. It was good as usual, my friend. Oh, thank you. 6 months subscription. Today's the day for subscriptions. You missed it, Flavio. Busy gave out 10 Tier 1 subscriptions. 10 Tier 1 subscriptions. Yeah, it's just, yeah, that was really nice. All right, so anyway, we can keep doing puzzles. We have the tournament, should be starting soon. It starts at 8:45. We got to wait till Chess Wizard gets here. We'll arrange it. We got 8:45-ish. I am going to move this normally to 8:15 to give our combatants more time, because if it runs over, I get exhausted, and they might too. And it could go to 11 o'clock the way we're doing it right now. And I would love to have more time to analyze the games afterwards. So I'm going to change after tonight, because it's kind of late to do it now, last minute. But after tonight, we're going to move the World Chess Championship to 8:30. And that gives them still a half an hour time from when I start streaming to show up, right? We get time to build up the excitement a little bit and make sure everybody that wants to be here is here. But then we'll start the match at 8:30 instead. Now, right now, our candidates and our qualifiers are at 8:45. I'm also going to change that to 8:30 on Mondays. Why? Again, I could do a half an hour stream, and then we can, I don't know, maybe I'll keep that at 8:45. And maybe even make it 9, because I forgot, I streamed with Jordan for the first 45 minutes. I'd almost like to do it for the first hour. So, I might do that. Oh, yes, I wish. I love my comics. All right, we can't take, because there's a beautiful pin. A beautiful pin. What in the world are we supposed to do with this situation? Wow. Wow, this is weird. All right, can take here, we just take back. Here's no problem. Here, we just take back. Pushing this frees that, but it doesn't stop him from just, well, he can't go there. He can't really go there, because we would just take him. We would be threatening the knight. He could protect the knight. No. Oh, so we could break the pin, right? Simple stuff. Break the pin. Queen has to move because of the pin. Because of the attack, and then we get to win the knight. So again, let me just double check. There's nothing better before I go too fast. But nope, I don't see anything better than winning the knight. There you go. Yes. And Flavio, nice job. Nice job. Break the pin. Yes, Ratchet. Good job. And Ratchet's always good at seeing these faster than me. Ratchet is definitely faster than me. Now, I don't have a clue what Ratchet's over the board rating is or will be. But I know you have a club, right, at the university. I'm pretty sure I heard you were joining the club. So you will be playing in matches and tournaments and getting an actual rating sometime soon, I believe, and that will be cool. I'm curious to see how well you do. I'm really impressed with your play, Ratchet, and I hope you keep playing chess and get into tournaments and have a good time. I hope you do. All right, let's see. So we have a check, forced. I love it. I always love it when there's only one choice for them to make. Okay, so the king is here, my queen is here. We could take, he takes back, push, and the rook stops you, and it's all over. Hey, Chess Wizard, you're in the house, all right? The two are here. The two combatants are here, guys. I didn't even have to change my scene from last month's championship. The change is that last month, the reigning champion, but it was under 1800, guys. The under 1800 champion was Chess Wizard. PFlight came, and then we moved him up. We moved him up in weight class, right? We just let him stay champ, even though we moved it up to 2000, under 2000. PFlight was the challenger. PFlight took him down. I believe it took 5 games, if I remember correctly. I'm not sure. I remember for sure. I'd have to go back and check. But in any case, PFlight took the championship away from Chess Wizard. Chess Wizard then had to fight his way back through the qualifiers. He had to qualify in one of the qualifying tournaments, being the top half. He did that. Then he had to win. He had to be the clear winner of the candidates tournament. He won the candidates tournament and now gets to challenge for his crown, challenge back to get his crown back. So yeah, it's exciting. It should be a good match tonight. I'm looking forward to it. And I don't want to. And I normally would start early because you're here, but we want to give people a chance because we told them 8:45. We want to make sure they know that they have 15 more minutes to get here to see this tournament. All right? Awesome. Oh, is that it? Oh, Ratchet's, is he? Oh, Ratchet. Yes. All right. Yes, you mean in real life 2000? 2000's tough. 2100's tough. 2200's national master. We're not joking. These are tough. I've played 1400s over the board that are tough. Now, I will say, when I was about 16 years old was when I started playing in tournaments. And at 16 years old, just coincidentally, my rating started off at about 1600 because I played in 2 or 3 tournaments, and I stabled out at starting at around 1600. I've never been lower than 1600 over the board. Now I did, so that's okay. I mean, what's your highest rated player in your club? What's your highest rated player in your club? Well, and that's Chess Wizard, that's not your fault. One of the reasons why you're low rated, the reason you're under 1000 for over the board partially is because you're playing other unrated players. So I didn't do that. When I first started playing tournaments, I went right in and I was playing against stronger rated players. So if you were playing stronger rated players, you would have gotten some wins, I have no doubt. If you had played 12 and 13 and 1400 rated players, you would have gotten some wins and some points, and you might have started out higher than 1000. Okay? So I think it's because our tournaments are so low rated, all the players. Now, we have had some higher rated players play every once in a while, and you just have to, 1, get lucky enough to play them, and 2, you have to do well. And I have faith in you. I think you will do well. Sometimes you make moves I still don't totally understand. But hey, buddy, I believe you're one of the recipients of, you need to check. I think you may have gotten a free lesson from Busy also. I know Linear Stork did. Nobler One did. Jam's got a lesson. King got a lesson. ZPQ got a lesson. Anglo-Saxon and Doro. Nope, you didn't get a lesson this time. You didn't get a lesson. But you can always be on standby when I can't find somebody to give a lesson, and you could just sub in. I know, I need some other sounds. I don't know. I thought I maxed out on my sounds that I get for free. I might have to buy some sounds. Because I would also really like, what was it? We have applause. It was something else. There was another sound I've wanted for a while. I keep forgetting it now, but there was a sound I had wanted to have. Alright, unfortunately my surprise isn't going to happen. I'm checking just to see if the person is around that I was hoping for. I was going to do something special for you guys. But I don't think it's going to happen. It's late. He was supposed to be here at 8. And so I don't have any faith it's going to happen is what I'm going to say. And I don't see him online either. So, yep, I don't have any faith. No, I'm not going to say. I don't want to, no, because it just didn't happen. Just leave it be that I was going to see if I could get somebody to guest commentate with me. Okay? Alright. Oh, who's the NM, Ratchet? Who did we give a lesson to? Who's up here as an NM? They got the free, who got a subscription? Darrell's not an FM. I know Anglo's not an FM, so. Muscatel? I think Muscatel might be the FM you're talking about. Chess Kudo, AP Chess, could be one of those guys. Yeah, maybe if they have a subscription, then they should have to give me a lesson. How about that? Yeah, you got a gift sub. So maybe he has to give me a lesson. I'll have to contact him and tell him, hey, you got a subscription, so you know, we give out free lessons if somebody subscribes, so you have to give me a lesson. Okay, let's see. We still have 13 minutes. Let me kill my... I have an open call. That's not going to happen, so I'm going to just close the call and save my bandwidth. Save my bandwidth. I'm going to save some bandwidth, guys. Now we don't have to worry about it flaking at all or being choppy during the master match here coming up, the main event, as our man liked to say. We don't want to mess up the main event. And we have 13 minutes before the main event. Alright, so let's get we can get one of the minor details out of the way. This side, with all the colors, is for the dark pieces. This side with no colors is for the light pieces. So last time, Chess Wizard was the one that I flipped for. This time, since PFlight is our reigning champion, I will flip the coin, and whatever color and whatever side it lands on is the color for the first game for PFlight. I don't blame you. Alright, ready? I'm going to catch it. I'm not going to turn it over. I'm just going to toss it, it's going to spin, and I'm going to catch it, and that's it. We're done. Alright, here we go. I don't know if you can see it in camera. It doesn't really matter, but, you know. Alright. Okay, here we go. And dark. So PFlight, you have black the first game. You have black the first game. It doesn't matter who challenges who. Please remember it needs to be rated, and it needs to be 10 plus 3. 10 plus 3. And you can, it doesn't matter who challenges who, but PFlight, you have black the first game. We're not going to start for another 10 minutes, but I just want to make sure we're ready to go. And it is a best of 5. Best of 5, so the first person to 3 points. If we are tied at 3 points, then we will go to a sudden death where we drop it to 5 plus 3. And we play until we get a clear winner at 5 plus 3. Alright? Alright. So I need both of my combatants reminders again. Chat, you can actually do whatever you want, I believe, because I'll be commentating on what they should do, or could do, or might happen. Just like in any world championship, you have commentators. You could think of me as the Maurice Ashley of our neighborhood. So I'll be trying to do a good commentary. Meantime, I need both of you, of course, PFlight and Chess Wizard. You should mute me, mute that sound. I'm not worried about you. You're not going to take time to look at chat. You have no time for that. So go ahead and mute my sound. Now, there is usually a lag, a serious lag, but still a lag in the sense of you move and then like 30 seconds later I might see your move. But we're not going to worry about that. I need you to mute your sound so you can't hear me chat about the game. as each game ends, please come back to the stream and feel free to chat with me and let me know what you're thinking. Let me know what happened, and we'll then we'll give you a minute break in between. There's no official clock, so we're just going to give a minute break in between, and then you can do the next challenge. Right. Yep, I know you won't, Chess Wizard, and I know PFlight won't. You guys are so honorable. You know, every once in a while we get people on stream that accuse my viewers of cheating or doing something improper. Like we had the other day, I don't remember who it was. I think it was Toby. Thought that Ratchet was stalling, so that the game wouldn't count. And I told him no way, Ratchet wouldn't do that. And sure enough, Ratchet didn't do that. And then Ratchet said, I'll even forfeit the game and give it to you, so you could qualify. That's the type of people we have in this community, and why I love you guys. Why I like teaching and like spending time with you. Whose stream do you miss, Linear Star? If you mean Sudaku's, you can catch him. He's back to doing it. Or do you mean Maurice? Because we know you're. We know you have a what do we call it? A man crush? Yeah, you have a man crush on Maurice, but he's fun. Boom! I mean, you gotta like him, right? You gotta like him. I like Rosman too, but Maurice is a grandmaster, right? So you can see Rosman with his insecurities. He's so human. He is so much like something we can look at and say that could be us, because he gets tilted. He gets frustrated. Carl wants to smack him upside the back of the head sometimes with the moves or games he plays, and he's just like one of us almost, right? He's way better than us, but you get my point. He's not a grandmaster. Maurice is a grandmaster. Maurice is just out there, man. He's just too good, right? He's awesome. He's awesome. First black grandmaster, I believe, if not the only, but no, first black grandmaster, right? I believe so. So. You like Canty's vids? I have not watched Canty's vids. I have not. I've watched them a little bit, and I couldn't get excited about them. But I'll try them again. I could try again. I could try again. I thought he was. Okay, excellent. All right, guys. We have 7 minutes, so definitely please be ready. Get ready. Be ready. Let's see. I'm thinking I'm just going to close this window too, because I'm still not having as strong. I would like to have a much stronger showing on my so I'm going to close some stuff. I don't know what this is. Chess tempo. Okay, I got to check that out sometime. Corresponding squares. This is the page I was looking at with well, not looking at it with him, but one I wanted to look at with him. With Busy, we were talking about corresponding squares or key squares and things like that. So this, I love Wikipedia. It's free. It's crowdsourced. You and others help make Wikipedia information available. So I gotta love it, right? I gotta love it. So here's our advertisement for Fortnite's game coming up this Sunday, I believe, right? It's this Sunday at 3 p.m. This Sunday at 3 p.m. on Busy's Twitch channel. I will be there. Sudaku's Chess will be there, and Thinker Teacher. I'm not going to probably stream. I'm going to just visit, and I'm going to be a guest. So, 3 o'clock, Busy stream, catch it. And I'm going to try to figure it out. I got to be able to figure it out. Where I'm going to set mine to host Busy's stream that whole from 3 o'clock on. I'm going to have to leave at 4:30, but I'll just leave it hosting him the whole time. So. They are thirsty because they got to survive. And when you're a nonprofit, you got to get donations. If you don't get people donating, you fold. That's what I think it is. I mean, that's just my take, Linear Stork. I've given them money, and I don't have to give them a lot. I give them some money, and they don't ask me a lot after that, right? They're like, oh, thank you so much, and they're happy for whatever I give them. But we have to support them the same way you guys support me or other streamers. We got to support Wikipedia, so they go out and ask for it. Yeah, colleges don't love it, but it is crowdsourced, so it shouldn't be taken as accurate or gospel. You should look up and do your research for college for sure. All right, I'm going to close this one. Well, I'm going to stream again on Friday, so I can always get it back. Let me close that one. I just need to close some things because, to be honest, we are not getting as good a read on my. So far, I don't think it's been choppy, and I hope it doesn't get choppy. But I feel like it's not as smooth as I'd like. Okay, that's better. We'll see if it's better. I might have to get rid of my background music even. Yeah, no, you shouldn't get 100 prompts. I hope you're exaggerating linear stock. I don't know. Like I said, I know I don't get that many. And then you look at, I was watching VODs. I was watching VODs like Sudakus' VOD. I was watching his VOD, and it had commercials like every 5 seconds. Not every 5 seconds, but it had commercials on the VOD that I know he didn't put in, right? I know he didn't put it in. So, all right, let's get ready for our championship tournament. We have Chess Wizard versus Fantasy Flight. Fantasy Flight has blacked the first game. Let's see. So we usually try to put white at the bottom. So we will go watch Chess Wizard because that'll put him at the bottom. We'll just say watch his TV set. And so the next game it should go ding and it should switch. And we should see Chess Wizard at the bottom with white. And we should be able to get going. Yeah, you got 3 minutes. I'm ready to go. If you guys want to get started a little bit early, 3 minutes is fine. Am I going to have commentators for this? Definitely me. Maybe Busy. Maybe you'll be my guest commentator on next month's championship. How about that? I'd love that. All right, so we have Chess Wizard. Has white against Fantasy Flight. The game is ready to go. And it should be a good one, guys. Talk to you later. Talk to you later, PFlight. But Busy, yeah. I didn't even get you on late last second, but all right. So we already have a strange-looking opening. I mean, that's like you don't get much stranger than F6 on move 1. I don't think you get any stranger than F6 on move 1. And so our man Chess Wizard has to try to navigate PFlight's strange openings, man. Yeah, Busy, let's do it. Let's do it, man. Let's do it. Next month, championship game, you and I will commentate. All right? We already have Discord together. We'll get it done next month. And by the way, if you ever want to guest commentate, anybody want to guest commentate that can't play because you guys are too high rated, let me know. You can guest commentate for qualifiers or candidates. Love having a guest on my stream. So any of you want to be a guest commentator for qualifiers or candidates or the championship, just let me know. Right now I've got Busy already signed up for next month's championship, but again, it could be on the qualifier and it could be on the candidates. Those are fun tournaments. Qualifiers especially because it's a Swiss. So you have much, I think, more serious, better quality play. All right. I see way too many pawn moves in general, but PFlight has done this multiple times, and he gets positions that he understands, and he gives his opponents trouble like this, right? I would have loved to have seen instead only push that pawn 1 square. But it looks like we have 2 pieces developed versus 4, and I'd still say that just by that general principle that Chess Wizard's doing better, but you have to know how to carry out the rest, right? But if he knows how to carry out the rest, he has an advantage starting out. I'd be interested because Chess Wizard loves using the computer to see how he's doing. Not that he's using it while he's playing. I mean, afterwards he'll look at games on the computer afterwards to see how he did. I'd be interested to see if the computer says he had an advantage at this point or not. Right now, who has the advantage? How the computer figures that out. Is it based on space? Is it based on development? Because I use development as a critical factor for my games. but I don't think the computer does. So I'm curious, right? I'm curious to see what the computer would judge as being where it is, where it stands, as far as the position, who's winning. All right, linear stork, breaking 2000, and is that in rapid, or in classical, or in what? Right, depends. I'm wondering what you're doing it in. All right, linear. And if you're not 2000 rapid, you could have been playing in the tournament. You could have been playing in the tournament. All right, so this is interesting. He's allowing the discovered attack. Why is he allowing the discovered attack? I take it he's planning on taking back with the queen, but then the knight gets here. So this is, where we talk about things. I mean, I would have been okay with this. I would have been okay with this, and then this. I mean, do you want to lock it up? I don't like this idea, and I'm surprised. I'm actually surprised that at this point, PFlight didn't take, because then the queen has to take back. Then he still could have done this. But anyway, I think I did not like allowing the discovered attack, and then the knight having a nice in square. I mean, that would be a nice square to be at, and hard to get him out of there. I just didn't like it, personally. Yeah, and if that pawn is gone and the queen is here, that means this square is also available. So the knight could get here, and this knight could get there. That could have been devastating, I think. I think that, in further analysis after the game, I think we're going to see that both this square and this square were available for black. Black had both of those squares, and he could have owned both of those squares, and I think he would have been much better off. And all he had to do is first take, because we can't take back with the pawn, we're going to take back with the queen, and after we take back with the queen, then these two squares are available. There's no pawn to kick a knight out of this square, and there's no pawn to kick a knight out of that square. So there was two, that both of them could have gotten into those beautiful outpost squares. Okay, you hate the Scandi so much that you're going to do anything you can to get to 2000 just so you have to, huh? Yeah, I'm drawing lines. I can draw lines all day. Is that what you're talking about? Is that what you mean, busy? Yes. Yeah, I can draw lines. I do it all the time during commentating. Yeah, they can't see the lines, of course. Right? They can't see the lines. Oh, you've never literally... It's not bad. John Bartholomew plays it. I love John Bartholomew. Great demeanor. Very good player. Very good player. Everybody likes Rosen because he does wacky openings. But Bartholomew, I think, is a better IM. I think he's a better player, period, than Rosen. I do. And Bartholomew, I might have to give him the edge against Rosman, too. I think he's better than Rosman. I think Rosman's better at blitz and speed than either Rosen or Bartholomew, but that's not real chess, guys. I mean, there are blitz championships, that's fine. I don't care. But if you're talking about, I wasn't in favor of this. I liked him better here. I don't know what he's doing here. I don't know what he was doing there. I liked him much better there. Holding that. I don't like the knights getting in here. I think that's going to be a big problem for white if black gets to put a knight there. I don't like a knight there. Don't like it, said Sam I.M. I don't like it. Yeah, see? Bishop had to go back. He realizes. And one of the things I try to teach Chess Wizard and others of my students, it's okay to admit you made a mistake. That's all he did. He admitted he made a mistake, and the bishop he put the bishop into the wrong square. So it's okay to admit you made a mistake. That's better than stubbornly staying in a position that's not good. Now, I don't like his queen here. If he can eventually get his queen to hit something, it might be nice. but his queen is not well placed, guys. Not well placed. And I think his knight is thinking about repositioning and still hitting these squares. Now, I don't think this one is going to be as devastating or as dangerous. This game is very clogged up, but I don't like the queen. I think the queen, if he ever leaves, we get this pawn push, and so it's annoying. And that's why I think he did this, so he can move the queen, and then he was hoping to get the pawn push in to lock everything up. So now he's going to use the knight. Figures, okay, I'll put the knight here, right? I'll put the knight here, I'll move the queen, and then I can push the pawn. That's the idea. Right? And he can even move it here, so that way if he pushes, he just takes. So, good prophylactic move, right? Keep your opponent out of the area that he wants to be in. Totally understand that. The knight still keeps the queen out from any checks. So again, this is clogged up, but they're playing chess now. So no matter what PFlight did as far as an opening start, they're just playing chess, right? They're in a chess game now. So it's pretty equal. They could just find their way. So I'm expecting this because he wants to get the queen active, and he's going to try to push the pawn to shore up the position. That's what I think this and what this had been for, because he realizes he's got to move. He's got to get his queen, and his queen right now is playing blockader, and we don't like queens being blockaders with no trades. We have absolutely no trades on move, whatever this is. Way too many moves. No trade. No trade. Okay, so we're going to try to break open on the king side, but you know what? I don't think white should worry too much. Just looking at the fact that he has a lot of ammo over here, he doesn't have to worry about it. I like his plan of getting his queen fixed. Now, I think he could have just went here. I don't know why he moved the queen, why he moved the bishop first. I think he could have just moved here, because if he pushes, he would just take. Right? And then he has a nice outpost. He has a pawn that's hanging. I think he should have just moved his queen back. He wasted a tempo moving the bishop. I mean, and now I guess I'm lost. I don't know what that is. The knight was here, went to here, now to here. Maybe he's eyeing a good square for his knight, but I thought he was trying to get his queen into the game. I think he should have gotten his queen into the game. That's what I was hoping he'd be doing. Yes. Well, exactly, Linear. Yes. This queen hasn't even moved, but he's not been delegated to babysitting a pawn. And now we can't. Again, I can't move the queen because the pawn just pushes, held by the rook. So again, the knight should have stayed here. Should have moved the queen, and then we could have pushed the pawn. And he does this more than once. So I'm hoping he's thinking this, because I've seen him do this more than once. PFlight might be looking at now, when you have moves like this, makes you think, can I sacrifice things and open things up? But he's also still, I mean, he's so badly developed. I mean, really had no development going on. No development. This is going to be interesting. But, hey, you open up the board when you see the king traipse himself over here for what seems like we don't know why. So I can totally understand PFlight trying to open it up. Now, I don't know how much time Chess Wizard thought. I don't know if he looked at this. I don't know if he looked at this. But I think, I mean, obviously he looked at this. But I always like them to look at the en passant takes, because this pawn was okay, it was safe, but it would be one to look at, right? If he had taken en passant, he's going to take back with the knight or with the bishop, and are you okay with that? And if you are, then this pawn is going to be weak. But obviously he's not okay with that, and by doing this, the knights can't get into here, right? We don't want the knight in here. This would be a juicy spot for the knight, and this would be a juicy spot for white's knight, and both of them have to try to keep each other from getting into those squares. And for white to get there, you need to be in one of these squares, and he can't, right? He can't. And for black to get into the square, he needs to be on one of these squares. So this one seems feasible.
Do you
if it's okay.
Then close it when you're done.
Oh, you put it in the air conditioning?
No.
Oh, okay. Why am I closing it? Okay, I gotta close the window, guys, before I go to bed. Okay, sorry, and now I'm remiss because we've missed moves. So, what I was worried about, look at this. Look, oh no, you need to, oh no. I'm not sure what that is. Because now the knight gets to get in here, and then in here, that knight is just going to be annoying. That said, he's threatening to win a pawn. But even that rook can just come here. So do you take back with the knight? Do you take, okay, you take with the king. And now the knight can saunter in, but so can the rook. I mean, it's just, the rook just gets chased, right? No. Oh man, that could be bad. So I don't, but the good news is, Chess Wizard has been playing equal. He didn't get flustered with strange opening moves. He's playing fine. He's playing fine, guys. Yep, rook here. I think the easiest is we're going to just protect this square first. Then we can kick him next move. We can get our rook here. We can win this pawn possibly. There's possibility. I think he's definitely got possibilities here. If the knight comes in first, you got to worry about that square. And so the knight could go here to protect that square. So it's the rook. So I think now we come here, protecting this square. I think we definitely don't want the rook here and then the knight backing it up. That's not, no, we can't have that. Guys, we can't have that. So I'm thinking knight here. Knight here is mandatory. Keeps the rook out of this square. Now this is one of those that's hard to see sometimes, right? That's a hard move to see sometimes, that rook has that square to go to. Yeah, b3 might fall. Now we've got a ton of pieces on it, and we could get another one on it. And the good news for Chess Wizard is it's really hard for black to attack that pawn. So yeah, b3 looks like it'll fall. It'll be an interesting game still. We could get an extra protector, but that doesn't matter. We've got enough, so we just take. So I agree. It looks like pawn's falling. It looks like b3 falls. Very interesting move. I don't see that it gets you anything. Ah, we want to castle finally. That's what it got you. You want to castle. All right, now what? All right, how does he proceed? Because we can't kick him out of here without putting a knight here or getting our bishop here. We've got to still protect this square. We're probably not going to leave our knight there. Actually, the knight can stay there for a long time because there's nothing that's going to attack it. And the rook would have to move just to get the knight in here. So I'm thinking he can actually come this way. He can actually turn the table and say, let's go for an attack of our own. But, you know, he's got to be careful. That rook is doing something. It's unfortunately having to hold on to that pawn. Now, he could go here and then here to kick out the knight. But, oh, this is interesting. Just keeping the bishop out versus going all the way and saying, let's be aggressive. He might change his mind and become aggressive. Or he might be looking at getting both rooks, but still take, knight takes back. There he goes. He says, nope, we're going to block this up too. Time-wise, Fantasy's up some time on Chess Wizard, so it's going to be interesting. The clock is a minor factor. So the queen moves. Why? What's he thinking? What's he thinking to drop the queen there? I thought maybe queen here. That still protects the knight and attacks this knight. Right? And the knight has no squares, so the queen or the rook has to protect the knight. I thought here he gets to attack while protecting. What do you guys think? I don't get this move. Unless I don't get that move. Well, okay. He's repositioning. He's decided that he had enough material over there? I don't think he does. Take, 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 take. Queen takes, pawn takes. I think you're in a bad way. I think he's miscalculated. But his opponent's not taking advantage of the miscalculation, so that queen can come back and still protect. And he's not doing it. He's decided he's going on with this attack regardless of this. Yeah, I didn't think this was good. I thought this was going to be bad. I think this is going to be bad. I think he has to bring the queen back now. I don't like this. I don't like this. Now, he could start attacking, but he's got to get an attack that's got to happen fast and hard, and that's not fast or hard, in my opinion. Now, this one doesn't give him a second check. So maybe he's counting on the fact that Busy doesn't have any. Busy. PFlight won't have a lot of checks. But this check I don't like, because where do you go? You can't go here, right? You go into the teeth. Yeah, see, I don't like this. He could do that, and then try to hide here. Then he gets that check, and he's going to be... I don't think this works out for him. I don't like what he did. I don't like putting the whole farm and giving away... He didn't have to give away the knight. He didn't have to give away the position or the knight. Didn't have to give away either one. He could have protected it with his queen and just stayed status quo until he could... And then he could have probably gotten maybe his rooks up, or he could have brought the bishop in. Yeah. Yeah, Ratchet, you have a strange way, Ratchet. It must be like English. Because you talk like that. You say, I don't like so-and-so here. I don't like so-and-so there. And it always sounds so, I don't know. For me, it's always like, okay, so you don't like them there. What does that mean? Yeah, so see, this is just now, because he didn't have to take, guys. Now, he should have taken with check as soon as he could, right? Well, he couldn't. Never mind. He never had a chance. Because I didn't like this move. I thought he should have done this to try to free the queen. I think, he could just come back with the queen, and you've given away a piece for nothing that I can see, that you didn't get anything out of it. What now? What now? Even moves like this don't work because of check, and then he can take it. Yeah, I think this one, I think white's going to fall. That could be a British thing. Yeah, I know. Well, it's back here. White decided to abandon the protection of the knight and instead to try to get an attack, but he didn't have enough time. And watch, he takes one move, two moves, and then 3, 4. Way too slow. Way too slow. So what I liked was instead he could have moved here. Again, he's not getting to here, but there's no light squared bishops to worry about. So I kind of liked here, threatening the knight. You would have to protect it this way or with the queen, because the rook can't go here because it would just be taken. But then again, he could take here. But anyway, I thought he should have stayed here and protected the knight. He could have went here and protected the knight and still be on this diagonal. So this diagonal, I think, either way, either square, would have been good enough to then launch these pawns. And if you get takes, right, you get that pawn. So I think he should have just gone here and attacked via the diagonal, but instead he went for the file, and now he's very low on time. And yeah, it's not looking good for this first game. If you can get a trade of queens, late, in a situation, oh, that's not good, guys. That's just free candy. Yeah, that's just a queen. That's a queen. Yeah, there's not much hope. Yeah, it can't ever make it. Yep, I think we're going to see our first resignation. There's no harm in resigning a game you don't think you have a chance of, but you never know. You can get stalemates. You never know. Yes, it is. But he gave up the knight, and I gotta believe he calculated and saw he was going to lose the knight. I don't know why he did that. I don't know why he did that. I thought he had very good. He was still equal. The game was fine. He was up a pawn. He had won the pawn on b3, but then he like, I don't know. He moved the queen. He moved the queen for some reason. He gave away the queen. Not gave away the queen late, but I meant he moved the queen all the way to the other side for I don't know what. Again, he should have attacked along this diagonal and tried to make pawn breaks this way. So that's okay. He's young, and this is one of those things we learn, right? How do I make that pawn break? So the interesting part of the way that this game went is that it's flat out chess. It just turned out to be a chess game, right? I mean, there was no opening. Nobody had any opening brilliancies. It wasn't a ratchet demolishing with having the opening preparation, right? There was no opening. He got PFlight. There was no opening. I mean, somebody's playing F, and this is funny because this is where we gave PFlight. We said he was sandbagging once, which I feel bad that we talked about it. But the reason we said he was sandbagging was because he's playing very odd, obscure moves that most players at his level don't play. I mean, at his level, who do you know at his level that plays F6 as the first move for black? Right? You don't see that. You don't see that. Ooh, I like that. A ratchet. We could just say it's called a ratchet when you have opening prep. No, I was just giving you credit for being someone who does opening prep and has usually good opening prep. I don't know, why not? I like it. We could call it a ratchet. Thanks, Sudakus. You don't like this position either. Thanks. There is definitely an increment. Oh my gosh, yes. PFlight is now short on time. PFlight somehow got down to 4 seconds. He's going to get the rook if he wants it. Oh, he didn't see the rook, so if... Oh, good, take a pawn. He had the rook. He's got to find ways to cause trouble. He's got to do it fast. Oh my gosh, he won on time? Oh, that's crazy ending, guys. That's a crazy ending. He was way ahead as far as I could tell. Way ahead. I can't see the time. It won't show me the time. I think I have to take it to analysis board to see the time at the end. When he lost all that time. Sometimes this happens when you're trying to find the win. You forget your clock. Oh my gosh, that's an amazing finish. All right, so we've got to update our board here. My gosh, totally unexpected when we all thought the game was handily in the pocket of PFlight, that he had no problems, he should win that game, and then he lost on time. Wow. Yes. When you're low on time like that and you're rushing around, my heart goes, oh man. Yeah, that's why I don't like playing 3+2, because I feel like my heart's like that the whole game, Chess Wizard. I think it's like that the whole game. Yeah, thanks, Ratchet. Why is that, Ratchet? Thank you very much. Yeah, Ratchet, why do you wish there was another commentator? Thanks a lot. Yeah, over the board 3+2, I don't get half as nervous as online. because I got the mouse, I got to worry about touching, but over the board, I don't know why. I feel I can play faster over the board than I can online with less worries. All right, we're going to follow Fantasy Flight on this next game so that we have white at the bottom again, which is going to keep flip-flopping. Let me get Fantasy Flight. Looks like they're already lining up for the next game, which is fine. You get a minute. You can take your breath. Whew. I mean, jeez, that was stressful. All right, Fantasy Flight is knight to the worst square for the knight to start the game. I teach my students all the time, this is the best square, this is the next best square, and that's the worst square. And that's where Fantasy Flight starts off his game by and we get another F6. F3. We get another and then the knight comes back. So this one, I feel like I've seen this opening, but still, I mean, if Hikaru Nakamura and Rosman were rating openings, I think they'd say this was garbage, right? They'd be like, this is terrible. But again, especially for a beginner player, right? And I say beginner 1800 or below, they would say this is a terrible opening. But here we have PFlight, who is 1759, playing these openings, which again makes you think that, he's a much stronger player because he's playing openings that we would teach beginners never to do, right? We would be like, you don't do that. Don't ever do that, right? Poor GM Feingold would be like tossing himself in his sleep. He'd be having nightmares if he saw these F3s and F6s on the second and first moves, right? He'd be like, this is crazy. What are you doing? You can't be doing this. You can't be doing this. So TK, you like this opening? This is what you think this is a strong opening? You see this grandmasters playing this all the time, and international masters. This is what you would call a strong opening. I mean, I know it's okay. I know it's a playable opening. I'm just saying I could see a grandmaster doing this against one of us. I could see an IM doing this against one of us. I mean, I've seen Carlsen where he moves the knight up, puts it back, puts the knight up, puts it back, puts the knight up, puts it back. Right? It gives away 4 or 5 tempo. But that's Carlsen playing blitz against the likes of us. So PFlight is doing it against somebody who's arguably his equal, not somebody that he's dominant strength against. So that's where it gets interesting. And that's where we were thinking that Fantasy Flight must be sandbagging like crazy because he's playing these bad openings and destroying. Now, I would have loved this because that square could have been a square to shoot for, but unfortunately he would have 2 pieces on it eventually. But I kind of like there. Yeah, I don't know where you go after all that, but I would have liked it. Yeah, they didn't castle last game. PFlight castled very late last game. Yeah, overall, PFlight plays very well. I don't know why his rating is low. I mean, it might be because of his opening choices, but I don't know why his rating is low. Imagine castling. What would that be like? So Sudakus should love these games. Yes, I agree. I agree, Sudakus. And I think, you know what? I think PFlight would give Ratchet blindfolded a great run for his money. Because Ratchet would be like, all my prep, what am I doing? And what are you doing? And why are you doing that? And I got to remember that you have a pawn here now? Because when he clicks on this and it says there is something there, I'm going to bet that Ratchet's probably thinking, well, that's got to be the knight. Yeah, I don't remember what happened, but it's got to be the knight, right? Because why would somebody have the pawn there and the knight here? So I think I could see where Ratchet would be like, something's wrong with this setup. This can't be right. Now, he didn't castle queenside. I thought he might just castle queenside. I think he's still going to go castle kingside. That's my guess. That's my guess. Yeah, I thought he was going to castle queenside. He did. What do you mean tell me you opened up the center? Oh, I would have opened up the center as white with d4? I don't know. I'd have to look at it. Oh, you're talking about Ratchet. Yeah, Linear, good luck, right? Yes. Yeah, good luck. Yeah, so I'm not sure about this move. I don't know exactly what the purpose is. Maybe it's to trade off bishops if he pushes this pawn. Oh no, it's obvious. He's attacking the pawn 3 times. That's all that was. Okay, I like it. I like it. I like it. Does he trade bishops now? Yep. And then hopefully he's going to castle. Hopefully we're going to see both of them castle in this game. In the same game, we might have 2 of them castle. By the way, the knight here I really like. Love the blockade. That's a backward pawn. So Busy was talking about pawn structures and endgames. This is, and I said, because he's my student. He should know that the knight belongs here. There's no pawn to push him away. There is no dark squared bishop to point him away, knock him out. The only thing that's going to get him out of there is a knight. Is a knight is the only thing that's going to get him out of there, and then he can decide how he wants to deal with that. I wasn't crazy about this. And if he takes with the knight, we're going to get a pin, and I know he knows pins. I know he knows pins. I have no doubt in my mind that he's not going to walk into that pin. Right? He's not going to walk into that pin, especially when he has no place to take to threaten the queen after this rook moves here. He would just be in a bad way. It would be 3 pieces attacking it, and he'd only have 2 pieces protecting it, and he'd be, yeah, he's not going to walk into that pin. So I'm hoping to see him castle sometime soon, because he should castle. Oh, that would be nice. But we do have a nice little fortress for our kingy over here. We can be safe. Our king is safe. Our king is safe. All right. Knight doesn't have a good outpost because we have way too many pieces. Again, I would love to see a knight get here. Now that the queen is in the way, so the knight can't even protect that. So I'd like to see him admit he made a mistake and get the knight here. This would be a good square for the knight. Back it up with a pawn, and then if he trades off the knight, you get the pawn. You have a nice pawn chain, while he has a weaker pawn chain with a backward pawn that you can later, if you can get to the endgame, that pawn would be easier to win, and your pawn would be closer to queening. Sounds, man, sounds, lots of sounds. And then we were talking about using channel points like maybe 10,000 for a, we review your game. So if you donate 10,000 channel points, we'll review one of your games. I got to figure out how to put that in, how to give that reward. But yeah, that was the idea. Maybe 5,000 we review your game. But I like 10,000. Yeah, but that's the idea. I agree. I agree. Yes, Busy. We got Busy. We're gonna have to collab on one of these streams. We're just going to have to work together and be able to share our thoughts as commentating together. So yeah, I think that's a eternal weakness, but I think this is a bad mistake. I say it's a bad mistake because now he has to leave. And where's he going to go? Here and then here? Ugh. I wanted him to go here and here. Guys, we have to blockade pass pawns. Not pass pawns, but backward pawns too. This is a great outpost because these rooks cannot hit you. The rooks cannot hit you because the pawn's in the way. Get the outpost here. If he goes here, you support, and then you can, and of course you have to have prepped it. Again, I'd like to see the queen get off of this alignment. I do not like alignment like this. This should worry Chess Wizard. This should make Chess Wizard nervous that this alignment has been here all this time. That's not a healthy thing. Oh yeah, Busy doesn't fall for many tricks. Oh, I agree. I agree. I think Busy and I play very much alike. Now, what I really need, thank you. I love my cat. And I like this. So I like it. He got out of that alignment. I told you I really hated that alignment. I know it's a great game. Great game. Yeah, I just, my problem is I can tell you now these positional and I'm thinking properly because I'm commentating. I need to think properly when I'm playing. Oh, and busy, I might play that English player anyway. He did get in contact like 2 days late, and I checked and they said, yeah, you can still play him, so I might. Alright, pawn is a little weak. At least that's what he's hoping. Maybe he's hoping to surprise him and take there. And he gave it to him. Oh my gosh, I think Chess Wizard, maybe he's protecting the queen so he could take this pawn. But that doesn't work because then you attack. I don't like, again, I don't like giving, why? Why are we giving up a free pawn? I don't understand why we're giving up a free pawn. We don't have anything good to win with a discovered attack on the queen. I don't get that move. And he didn't even take it. Didn't even take it. Now he's got to be careful. He does this. This traps the bishop. Bishop loses his home. He has no home. So you almost have to take. And so now we're seeing the pieces coming to life. And what are these two doing? Right? We had a chance to put them here. But instead, look, what are they doing? They're useless right now. These two are useless pieces right now, guys. And now he has to worry about this. But if he does this and he does that, then the bishop could just step back quietly. I kind of like that. Just step back and he's giving away the pawn again. He gave it away to the queen already earlier, and now he's giving it away to the knight. I mean, to the pawn. I don't get this. And that doesn't win the bishop because of this. So maybe that's what he's thinking. But I think it's faulty thinking. You take here, yeah, but then you get to take with the knight and get the exchange. So I like that. You know, he is finding counter attacks here, guys. He is finding counter attacks. Yes, F5 was going to trap the bishop, except now the knight gives the bishop a home. Yes, he has rook takes knight, queen takes rook, and then he can still trap the bishop, right? Yeah, that's true. Will he see that? Will he see that? It's not the easiest one to find. I mean, he didn't take the pawn. It was available a year ago. So this is where we say, okay, Fantasy Flight isn't like 2300. He just plays 2300 openings. I mean, my goodness. Yeah, you could. Yeah, TK, you would. You would. I don't know if Fantasy Flight will. Oh, he sacked the exchange. There you go. He figured it out. He figured it out. Fantasy Flight figured it out. Yep, there it is. Now, you're going to take a pawn with your bishop, right? You're going to get a pawn for your bishop. Which pawn are you going to go after? Which pawn do you take if you can get a pawn with your bishop? You got to get something for your bishop. You got to get something for it, right? I mean, you can let him take, but then you're not getting anything for it, I think, at the end. So, what can you get for the bishop? So if you take, he takes, this square opens up. Not that it's that great anymore, but it opens up, but then this pawn is hanging. But yeah, I didn't like the knights over here. I think the knight, okay, he took this pawn. I kind of preferred that pawn, but I guess this one's fine. You got to take something. I think we're going to just see attacking moves, and Chess Wizard has more time than Fantasy Flight again. We've seen that Fantasy Flight actually lost a game on time, surprisingly. A game that we thought he had pretty much in hand. But, you know, so it's going to be interesting. Oh, does he look happy? Can you see him? Are you watching his stream or something? Yes, this knight is pinned, but what can you do about it? Rook plus queen? How's a rook plus queen? Attacking the f2 knight. Where's the rook? Oh, if he took, yes. If he took back, he'd have 2 attacking. Yep, and then the knight has to move, right? But yeah, I like it. That would have been sneaky. Take, and then the rook would have been attacking. And how would you set that up? Maybe you move this rook, right? You move the rook to even here, to make him take right away, because otherwise the bishop runs away. So then you take, and then yes, you have that. I like that. That would have been sneaky. I like sneaky. I like sneaky. Yes, the E knight could jump away, but that would have been a nice try. I think that would have been a nice try. Oh, TK, is that tricky? Is part of one of the names they call you? Yeah, it's he needs to find some counterplay, and last time he was able to do so. So I'm hoping, I'm pulling for him. I'm always pulling for the underdog. I told you guys I'm an American. We root for underdogs. Don't ask me why. It's a thing. It's a thing we do. He was ahead on time, but he's about to be almost equal on time. So here's interesting that Ratchet. Okay. It's interesting because he's using a lot of his clock, right, to survive. I don't know if he thinks he has any winning chances, but if you don't think you have any winning chances, then I'd be looking for ways to survive. And so that's what I would have been hoping for, ways to survive. So that attacks here. It puts another attacker here, even though the knight is the one that's going to keep you from wanting to take. And I think he was just looking to see if he, is it easy to chase him away. So you have that move, but then you'd lose the rook. So no, it's not easy to chase him away. So he has to do something else. He can't just chase him away. He could go after the knight. Yep, that's what I figured might happen. And now the knight, unfortunately, remember we talked about this knight being greatly placed. He doesn't really have any good squares. He's got to go back or back here and then reposition. And I think here would give him more options, or maybe jump over to here. But he's got to move, right? He can't let him take. Can't let him take. And here the rook protects the pawn, so I think it's pretty clear. He's going to have to move here or here. Don't know what the long think is for. I really don't know what the long think is for. Maybe he sees something I don't. He doesn't have a check. So I don't know what he sees. Maybe he's thinking take here, take again, and he has this battery, and he tells the queen go away, but then the queen takes here is what he's going to do. And this knight is safe. This knight, well, he does get this check in. Because that knight's gone. That would be mate. So that's maybe what he's thinking is if he takes, threatening the queen, saying, okay, where are you going to go, buckaroo? Because if you go anywhere and give up the square, you're going to get mated. So I think that's coming. But he could do this instead. He could surprise us and do that instead, guys. But I think that still works then. Check. And then mate. I like this. I told you he's looking. The thing I like about Chess Wizard, he's a good student. That's mate. He just got mated, guys. Oh my goodness, Fantasy missed it. Fantasy missed it. All right, guys, that's two quick. Not quick, but 2 wins. And that one right there was down a piece and not winning on time. He was down a piece and found a nice tactical motif for a mate. I bet used up a lot of time to find it. Great job, Chess Wizard. Very surprised. Nice. I like this. And then I was looking at even if he took here first. If White takes the knight on B6 before taking the rook still comes down and says check. Knight has to take, and then the other rook comes down and still mates. So yeah, that was pretty good. That was pretty good, guys. Yeah, that was excellent. That's impressive. That's impressive. No, the tactic, maybe there was other things he could do, but the point is, right? He had to stay online here, and he couldn't take. So yeah, should it have worked? No, we're not saying this is a forced win at this point. We're not saying that's a forced win, but he did have moves like this, which right just might not feel comfortable. Who knows? Because then he could throw this one in, attacking the rook. I mean, he could throw this one in because from here, which the queen can't go there. So the only square the queen could have went to was here. Now, and he has to move the queen. So if you moved here, then you get to activate your knight because he can't take because of the mate. So I don't know if it works with the full range of possibilities, but I think it's good. Yeah, it's a tough strategy. It's a tough, but that's the way he plays. So it's not like he's doing something different just for this match, right? That's the way Fantasy Flight plays. So he's used to playing that. I don't. But yeah, again, if I was teaching beginners, I would never tell them to do those openings. Never. I mean, F6, F3. Yeah, I would never be doing that. Yeah, A4 was guarded by the knight, but he could have went to C2, right? Busy? He could have went to C2. Okay, we're getting a much more normal opening out of fantasy. And this kind of happened, but he had won the first two games with odd openings, and then he went to normal openings, if I remember correctly. Yeah, he went to normal openings after that. And so then we accused him, first we accused him of sandbagging because he was playing such odd openings and winning well. And then we said, now he's allowing Chess Wizard to get into the game by playing normal openings, right? I mean, we just always want to think the worst of people. And Fantasy Flight, none of that was true. None of it was true. None of it was true, guys. His rating is accurate enough. I think his rating could be higher if he just didn't miss some stuff. But yeah, he wasn't sandbagging and he wasn't throwing games. None of that. None of that. But Chess Wizard is, at least so far, is playing him really tough, playing him equal, playing him tough, and doing better than he did last tournament, last championship match. Chess Wizard is one win away from regaining his crown, guys. Yeah. Yeah. So, no, I actually went out and watched Fantasy Flight's stream and watched him analyze games and play, and I was like, okay, the guy's not sandbagging, he's not pulling anything, he's legit. I mean, that's just the way he plays. He's legit, and he plays odd from compared to what we're used to, right? He's not playing by a lot of the general principles. Again, we have 4 pawns moved, none of them attacking across the marginal line. None of those pawns are attacking across the marginal line. So we can look for this, because now we have to keep this up. We could just, we don't have to keep them up. I was wrong. The knight covers. The knight covers. And I like the queenside castle, and it's an early castle, so this is a whole different feel from every game so far, where both of them waited very long to castle. Ah, yes. Oh, yes, Linda, you're good. Linda, you're funny. You need to sign up to commentate with me on one of these. You can do the candidates. You're a funny man. So queen to c2. If he does rook to d2, queen just takes rook. Bizarre, right? Because white had the rook on b2, wasn't it? Yeah, it wasn't on b1. That was the problem. So the rook's on b2, and the queen was on b3. If the queen goes to c2 and the rook goes down to d2, then he just takes. I think he just takes. So I think that's, yeah. Next game meaning this game. Oh, 2 rooks for a queen. Yeah, but he was already down. And it's not 2 rooks for a queen, because he had to already give away the rook. The knight took the rook the first time. So the knight takes the rook, rook takes back, then queen to c2. Then queen to c2. Oh, linear, yeah, you're a funny man. We'd have some fun. That'd be good. You're almost as funny as Sudokus. Yeah, after one rook trade though, then it's not two rooks for the queen. Yeah, after one rook trade, then the queen goes to c2. It's funny we're still talking about that game. I agree, Ratchet. I think he's yes. So, we're going to see just basic chess. We're going to see basic chess here, guys. We haven't seen any basic chess yet. We're going to see basic chess. It would be nice for a change, just for something different. Oh, is it? Okay. I don't even know that you're that sarcastic, Ratchet. You just, like I said, sometimes you don't know. I think sometimes you don't realize that what you say could be hurtful. It doesn't hurt me. It doesn't bother me. But I think sometimes you say things like I don't like that position, or he's just losing here, or or I really love the ones where it's like, yeah, I played horrible today. I don't know how I came in first place and beat everybody, but I'm terrible today. That's my favorite. That's my favorite, Ratchet. When you say you're having the worst day of your life, but I'm winning. I don't think that's blunt, Ratchet. I think that's just a little bit oblivious. Oh, yes, Sudakus, you do sometimes overshare. Yes, right. I'm turning red now thinking about you oversharing. Yes, PFlight doesn't. PFlight and Sudoku should be spirits. What do you call it? Kindred spirits, because neither one castles. Okay, we can accept that linear. My Nightbot is very careful. It wants to check bum, but that's, as far as I know, it just means your buttocks, so you're good. Not a curse word. Aw, that's kind of cute. Make Luft to me. Make Luft to me. I like it. That's a great idea. Who didn't like that? I would have bought that shirt. I would have bought that shirt. Yes, Ratchet, sometimes it is true, but even if it's true doesn't mean you should say it. Just because something is true doesn't mean you should say it. Well, that's because you're trying to sell your shirt to non-chess players. How about we sell your shirt to chess players? Yeah, shirts are cheap. You can get a shirt made for $10. You do the artwork. You just use clip art, do the artwork, and send it in. They should be able to make it for $10. $10. All right, we need a pawn break, guys. I'm thinking we need a pawn break now. No, it doesn't, Ratchet. You're young. It says very little. Okay, what is this? What is this? Why are you creating alignment? What is this move? This is where I gotta ask my student. What in the world are you doing? What is this for? What is the purpose? Why are you doing? What is this doing? What in the world was this move? Is he going to do a king walk? What was this move? I don't get this move. Why not open it up? Why not open it up? You've got all, now. You have all your pieces. Look at this. Rooks are ready to go. He's ready to partay. And what does he do? He moves his king. What was that move? Why create an alignment issue? You know, these two pawns get out of the way. That bishop's going to say, thank you very much. Why in the world would you do that? Yeah, I don't get it. Yeah, okay, good. Okay, good. I'm glad I'm not the only one. I know I get pretty demonstrative, partly because he's my student and partly because I would have said the same thing if PFlight did it. I'd be like, What were you thinking? And now we have two attacking, and we have the chance for the bishop to come in and pin you next. But you can still get this in and then push this pawn, but I still don't know what he's doing on this file. No clue what he's doing on that file. And we're going to have a fork, so you've got to answer it, right? You've got to answer it. You can't just sit here, and you can't do this one and give away the bishop again for a pawn. We've done that last time. In fact, it's going to happen this time. That still traps the bishop. Ay, 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 ay. I think you have time to do this. Yes, because if he takes, then at least you take with a check or up. Yeah. And now the bishop at least has some place to go. So this is very important. Still don't get this move. Yeah, I'll try not to get stressed out. Yeah. C takes d4 and knight takes e5. Yeah, yeah, it's looking good. But this is his only saving grace. This is going to keep him in the game. He found a tactic. And by the way, he should have done that instead of this move, and he would have been up a whole tempo. He would have been up a whole tempo. So now he could throw that one in if he wants to. Because he has to get this bishop, right? Because we don't want to trap the bishop, and we want to be able to protect the pawn. My guess is he's going right back to here. And you can even take and have him take back, and then leave, the queen can leave, especially if you're here. In fact, if you're here, when his queen moves, you could take the knight, getting rid of pieces. And no, we're not going to do that. Okay, guys. But it's not a true sack, right? Because the queen can actually take back right now. But I would have liked tempo grabs. I love tempo grabs, and I tried. Yes, Ratchet, free tempo. It's like winning a piece. It is like winning a piece. You've got to take the free tempo when it's offered. And so he didn't take the free tempo. Now he still can, but it's not as effective, right? But maybe he's going to push here next. But I think he's going to come back here and try to set him up for the fork again. Well, now at least he has enough pieces protecting it, but when that pawn takes, then we have that open file. Okay, he did take with the check first. I thought that might come. I thought it was a good idea. Now what? Because you'd love to take that pawn, but you can't. And he's just going to give this pawn away. I'm surprised. I'm surprised he didn't move the knight to protect the pawn. Because then if he takes, you take, then the bishop comes, you have enough pieces. I'm thoroughly surprised. I did not think he should do that. What are we doing on time? They have way enough time to have found that move. So I'm kind of, I don't know, disappointed is the right word? Kind of disappointed he didn't take advantage of that. He does have a check. Is he winning even though? Is he winning? No, they're equal. Totally equal. Totally equal in material. E6 is, queen could take, pawn could take. Pawn just takes. What do you get out of it? Ugh. I don't know about spicy there. That looks bad. E6, pawn takes. Rook gets a discovered attack on the queen. Oh, before. Yeah, maybe before. Before this move? Before that move? Yeah. I didn't know if he needed to actually take the bishop either. I mean the knight. I think he could have just come here and actually keep this pawn, but taking the knight was fine. The queen held the pawn here, so that knight idea that Busy was having wouldn't work. I think he could have just protected the pawn. D takes C, and here we have this problem again. Right? I mean, now you have to move your king back. Please move your king back where you should have been anyway. You see what I mean? I don't understand. Yeah, that was just, right? That was just bad. That was just bad. Oh, instead of bishop takes e7. Yes. I would have been interested to see where that went. I agree with you. That would have been interesting. because the queen was also still here, which means the queen was going to be able to maybe get in. Yeah, I think that might have had some play. That might have had some play. Yeah, king to c1 is punished. Luckily, the queen wasn't still sitting here for the skewer through it. Yeah, see, these pawns are going to push, but there should be a chance to block it. There should be a chance to block it. So, interesting. Not clear. Why not this? I mean, if you want, you could have pushed the bishop away. Not sure. Maybe he's looking at... I'm not sure. Again, not sure. I think he's looking for complications, but not sure. Now, this move could be very nice. Could be very nice. Comes here, attacks the queen. He's got to move the queen. He can't push the pawn. So you move the queen. You block up here, and the bishops can come back and try to support. But I don't think he's going to be able to do it. I think that was. I don't know if it's a mistake. Oh, and look, we even have a check here, guys. We even have a check here, depending on where that queen goes. His knight is going to become active. The only problem is that if he pushes a pawn, you're going to take one of the pawns. So that's why we actually want to get this pawn pushed in, because then if he takes, he can take either way he wants to take, and then this knight just sits there. The bishop has to try to come and get him out. This is nice. And it's kind of forced, right? I mean, the only other choices were here. So really, he only had two choices, and this is a good one. And so we just actually made that knight better. Now, I don't know what he could have done about it. Anyway, maybe prep this first so he couldn't go there. But, you know, c'est la vie. So you get the check here, and you get to get rid of the bishop. And if you get rid of the bishop, you might have more fun coming. You have this check too, by the way. Kind of like the check here, but this one, you want the tempo. So you don't want to check with the queen and then have him be able to go away. So, yep, there you go. There you go. He's working his way in. Now, there are easy ways to protect it, but he is being the aggressor, right? He's being the aggressor, which it's easier to find moves when you're the aggressor. So, in general, we want to be the aggressor. It's a better way to go. So, moves like this just lose, to check, and then taking there. All right, so that was one way to do it. Keep him out. Now that's interesting. Take, check. You're going to win material back. All right, so he wins material. Chess Wizard. This move just made him look genius, right? Somehow the knight to G7 just looked genius, and that just drops material. You take this one. If he takes back, you get a fork. Oh, he took the wrong way. Tell me I'm wrong, guys. He takes this way. If the rook takes back, he goes here, and he gets the other rook. He gets both rooks for the two knights, does he not? I mean, now if he takes here, you get the pawn, but and you're attacking the bishop. Yeah, but you had and you don't even get. Oh, you still have the fork though. You still have the fork. You didn't take with the rook. Didn't want to give up the pawn. Oh, this now Chess Wizard is looking like he's better. Can he win it? He still has two bishops against him, but he's up a whole piece. He's got to take back, right? He doesn't have to. He can let black take, but I don't. Oh, he's letting black take, and he does have the queen to take back with. Not so crazy about this idea though. But if he gets it, okay, good. Because if he had enough time, if Fantasy could not give him enough time to block it up with that other pawn. So now he's going to go in a bit of a defensive mode, and he's got to be careful. Things like this will skewer and get back the exchange, but that pawn is hanging. That pawn's going to hurt Fantasy Flight. Chess Wizard is playing very well. Very well. Yes, I love it. I love it, Ratchet. That's excellent. See, that's the humor. That's the English humor I was looking for. And Sudoku's, what the fork? Yes. Yes, I agree. Because one, it's exciting. Oh, and Fantasy Flight is way low on time. One, it's exciting. Two, you can look at it and you could say, I could do better, or I would have made that mistake, or I would do this, right? It's like watching tennis. So I watch pro tennis. I'd rather watch the women play than the guys, because when the guys play pro tennis, I can't keep up. I'm like, I could never play that good. I would get waxed. I'm no good. I can't do that good. I like check and then just bringing the knight back. He decided to take the pawn. He still can get the check if the bishop comes here, but he's got to worry. He's got to be aware. He can't afford to give up too much, but he is way ahead on time. There's only 16 seconds, 13 seconds, 12 seconds, 11. Oh man. Okay. So again, he can do the check, which he might then take, and if he doesn't, he gets here, which protects the square, right? X marks the spot. That's again, the knight takes the square. That's what we were talking about. The knight needs to get to the good position. This is what he didn't do last game. When he had a great place to put the knight, he didn't do it last game. This game, he's making up for it. He's doing it properly, and that just loses a piece. Now, he took with the knight, but if he had taken with the queen, he would have had a better... Oh my gosh, it is over. Chess Wizard has redeemed himself. He has won back his crown. We have continued to never have a champion 2 times in a row. A champion is... Chess Wizard had the championship. Fantasy Flight took it away from him. Fantasy Flight had the championship. Chess Wizard took it away from him. Everyone else before those two would disqualify themselves by getting over 1,800, because that's what we were, under 1,800. Wow. Wow. Yes. Give him some of that. Hey, there. Use your points for that. Wow, that was awesome. Oh. Okay, so I got to tell you guys, I'm trying to do a sound alert on my own stream, and I can't do it right away because it was just played. Yeah, I should be able to do whatever sounds I want as often as I want. Yeah, PFlight, he did. He did, PFlight. Yeah, but this shouldn't be a cooldown for me, Ratchet. It's my stream. No, PFlight, he played very well. PFlight, I thought you had some chances. You got into time trouble though. I didn't notice that you had problems last month with time trouble, but you lost the first game on time when you were winning. You were definitely winning that game. You had that game won. So yeah, but yeah, time got you in the first game. Yeah, so why can you guys do clapping after clapping and I have to wait? Okay. Yeah, he finally figured out your style maybe? I don't know. But yeah, he played great. That was great. Hey guys, Friday lunch, I'm going over these 3 games. I got to go over the championship games. I might even go over I did that last month. But I'll be going over these games, guys, on Friday. These were very good, and we'll talk about what we learned from the games, because they were, first of all, Chess Wizard, even down, fought back. And the game where he won on time, that would give Rosen or any of those guys feel good about, oh yeah, you got to flag him if you're losing, right? He was down a rook to a queen. Guys. But then the next 2 games was tactics. He was in trouble. In fact, he gave away the piece, but then he found a nice tactical. He even had chances for checkmate in there. We have 6 minutes. Let me show you, because Busy and I were going back and forth about this. The end of this game. Could something happen? Could it not happen? So. Busy, you could show me where you are talking about. So, boom, 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 boom. Okay, so this was a really good move by Chess Wizard. And I was saying that if he takes and he takes, that the queen could go here. No, I don't think they're trash at all. I think they were good games. First of all, you were winning the first one, so there's definitely things to learn for Chess Wizard and for all of us, right? Because you were winning, buddy. You were way ahead. You forgot the clock. I feel like you're like my brother does that. You forgot the clock is running. You have to do something. So I thought that was that case. And then on the next this game, you missed the fact that your king will have no squares. That's all. You missed that the king would have no squares. So guys, we said he couldn't go here because of the knight, and his queen was under attack, so he had to do something about his queen being under attack. He can't just take the knight, right? Well, he could, but if he took the knight, this would be checkmate. That's what happened. So he had to move the queen. And he can't go here, he can't go here, he just lose the queen to checkmate. So I thought this was the only square. Yes, Busy, that's what I said. I said, this is what I would do next. This would have been my next move, here. Yeah, but I thought you were saying queen to d2, which obviously just doesn't work, right? I mean, it just takes it. Yeah, I thought this would be good. And yes, rook can take b7. Rook can take b7. You have to make luft, and so what? Right, that's an in-between move, because you're threatening mate, and right now I don't see a mate. I mean, you could do this and check, but it's not going to be mate. So yeah, you can't ignore the mate. But now, yeah, pawn grabbing is okay. I mean, it didn't hurt you any, except now the rook was here to help protect, but now I don't know if it needs to protect, because now this rook can come here, chase the queen again, but now the queen wouldn't have this square to go to. But anyway, so this would be where the situation is, and let's say white even throws the check in for fun, and now it is white's move. What does he do to get out of trouble? So that's all. You have to find ways out of it, and I don't know that there aren't ways out of it. You still have two pieces for one, right? And the checkmate you've stopped for the moment. So you have choices. You can move your knight, maybe. Do you have a good square for your knight? I mean, this isn't a good square. You just drop it. If you move there, I like queen here. I mean, rook here, because then we're threatening mates again. Yeah, I think you're still in trouble. I think you're still in trouble. But you can you could stop the mate threats, right? The bishop can move. If the bishop were to move, you'd get out of mate threats. Now, at this point, can't the rook come back and protect the back rank? But I still like this, because now he's hanging. Oh, well, you could take this one, though. Yeah, you could just take that one, see? So, we'll go over this game later, for sure. Yeah, I think all the games are definitely worth going over. Definitely a surprise. This is Rocky. We just saw Rocky real life. If you guys ever watched the Rocky movies, I grew up, they were coming out. This was a Rocky movie, real life, right? I mean, you know, he won the crown, and he came back and had to, and fought, and he wasn't expected to win. He wasn't supposed. I know it's not exactly Rocky, because Rocky didn't even win the first time out. He lost. He was the underdog, and Apollo Creed said, "I don't want to. No, I ain't fighting this guy ever again. This guy's crazy. I don't want to fight him again." So it's not the same. I know that, but it was an underdog. I think if we were doing betting odds, I don't know that anyone would have been betting on Chess Wizard, and he came through. Great win, great games, very impressed, very good Chess Wizard, very good. All right, guys, we will go over these games Friday. This was a blast. PFlight, you are a really good champion, an honorable champion. Thank you so much for hanging out, checking us out on the candidates, and then playing in the championship. PFlight, excellent. You will always be the champion from that would have been August 2021. You are the champion for August 2021 through September, and now Chess Wizard is our September champion through October, and we will see on Mondays who will qualify for a chance to play against Chess Wizard for the World Championship. He is back to being the world champion. And soon, Christmas time, I believe we're going to give a gift to Ratchet and bounce this up to 2,200. But that's for Christmas. We have to. This is too good of a battle. And there is something to be said for the level we're playing at. It is much better entertainment, and we can learn so much more. It is so hard to learn if you're watching GMs play each other. But watching you guys play each other, we can learn a lot from these games. A lot. And we're going to on Friday. So I still like the under 2000 because you're good enough that you're playing really good chess, but you make mistakes and little inaccuracies that we can all learn from. And if we were doing this at a higher level, you might not be making mistakes that we can learn from. So, hey, thank you. Thank you. Oh, yeah, I'll take a little bit of credit. I mean, he has been my student in real life for a while, but lately his class he's being taught is by Epiphany, who is Marichess. So he's got 3 classes, I think, he's taken with Marichess, so we could just give her all the credit. Yeah, just give her all the credit. That's why he got better. See, because before those 3 weeks of class, he was only learning from me, and you beat him PFlight, and now he beat you, so it must be because Marichess was teaching him for the last 3 weeks. All right. Oh, yeah, I am too. I'm looking forward to the analysis. We're definitely going to check it out. All right. Yeah, he did beat you up. Blindfold Ratchet. He did. Yeah. Do you think you'll get over 2,200? That's my goal before Christmas. So we'll see if we both get there. Yes. Yes. Hey, thanks, PFlight. Thanks. Hey, PFlight, I think you can get free lessons too. I know you probably don't need any, but I think you were one of the ones that got a free subscription. Did you notice? I don't think you were here at the time, but I think you got a free subscription from Busy. Busy was just like generous giving out free subscriptions. So it's way too far back for me to find it on the stream. I'll find it later. I have to post our new subscribers today. Yeah, and Flavio subscribed for 6 months. What a man. 6 months. All right, let's see who is online. Katie, oh, PFlight, you're streaming. Man, are you going to stream for a while? Are you going to stream for a while, or are you just hosting me? Because if you're going to stream for a while, who better for us to go raid than the former world champion? The former world champion. Oh, Sudakus, you're so nice. Telling Ratchet he's full of technically. All right, so what do you got going on? I want to see what's on PFlight. Oh, this is PFlight, and you're hosting me. But okay, so we will go ahead and raid PFlight. You guys can continue the party. I need to get some sleep. Awesome, guys. If I missed any shout-outs, I'm sorry. You guys know I love you. You know who you are. You guys know all the best out there. I will definitely try to do better at doing my shout-outs later. Good night, guys. Have a good one. You're welcome.